So 10th standard, I'm continuing the chapter, first chapter from your SS textbook. Last lecture we finished with Alpine, Dinah, and Armenoids. Okay, let us move towards the Aryans. Who were Aryans? How did they look like? From where did they come? What did they believe in? Right? The the tribes which we did, India, land, and people. I hope you are clear with these all these tribes. राइट ये आपका क्वेश्चन जो है बोर्ड में एज आई सेड डिटेल क्वेश्चन में भी आ सकता है, ऑब्जेक्टिव्स में भी आ सकता है, 2 मार्कर्स में भी आ सकता है. You can make a table writing the name of the tribe and from where did they come and what are the special features, right? So that you can write and what is their contribution. अगर ये 4 में आप डिवाइड कर दोगे तो ये चार्ट के accordingly it will be easy for you to learn. Okay, now let us move towards Aryans. The Aryans. The Nordic Aryan were the creators of Aryan civilization in India. Hindus were called Aryans in ancient time, and the area where they were densely populated was called Aryavarta. Densely populated मतलब जहाँ पर बहुत नंबर में, ज्यादा नंबर में आर्यंस रहते थे, है ना. जैसे हम बोलते हैं ना, द फॉरेस्ट इज डेंसली पॉपुलेटेड, यानी घना जंगल. तो उसी तरह ही डेंसली पॉपुलेटेड आर्यन मतलब where the place where Aryans were in abundance, right? That was called as Aryavarta, that place. As 7 rivers were flowing over there, that region was named as Sapt Sindhu. That region, वहां पर how many rivers were flowing? 7 rivers. Because 7 rivers were flowing, that region also came to be called as Sapt Sindhu. You can underline all these things for objectives. In ancient time, the first Aryan population was concentrated in the northwest. The area of Aryavarta were extended up to Mithila in Bihar in the east. In south, it spread up to Vindhyachal during post-Vedic period. They were more advanced people than any other contemporary tribes. It is said that the Aryans were supposed to be the advanced people as compared to the other tribes. This vast land was recognized with various names as, अब उनका जो ये एरिया था, वो जो लैंड था, राइट, हमारी कंट्री की अगर हम बात करें तो इट इज कॉल्ड एज भरत भूमि, भारत भूमि, भारत खंड, भारतवर्ष, etc. after the name of King Arya Bharat or Bharat Kul tribe. Aryans were nature lovers. They loved and worshipped the trees, the rivers, the mountains, the sun, the wind and the rain. आप देखो ये सारे नेचर को हम आज तक भी वर्शिप करते हैं. They had composed hymns, rituals for praying to various natural elements. See, you know, जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग अगर हम सूर्य नमस्कार कर रहे होते हैं, सूर्य को अगर हम जल चढ़ा रहे होते हैं, आपके पेरेंट्स या आप, तो देखो वी ऑलवेज रिसाइट सम हिम्स, हम कुछ मंत्र बोलते हैं, राइट. तो ये सारे हिम्स जो प्रेयर के टाइम पे जो हिम्स हैं, जो मंत्रस हैं, राइट, ये सब वी हैव गॉट फ्रॉम आर्यन. In due course of time, some religious ceremonies like recitation of Vedas. How many Vedas do we have? We have 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Sam Veda, Yajur Veda, and Atharva Veda. Performing yajna and other activities became prevalent in India. So, ye ceremonies, because you know Aryans were the people who believed in religion. Even Dravidians were the people who believed in religion. Aryans ने बहुत सारी religious ceremonies वो लोग करते थे. तो जो हमारे वेदास हैं, हमारे वेदास में जो हिम्स हैं उनको रिसाइट करना, राइट, यज्ञ परफॉर्म करना, और द एक्टिविटीज यू नो कनेक्टेड विद रिलीजन, ये सारी चीजें बहुत प्रिवलेंट होने लगी, मतलब बहुत हर बार होने लगी, बहुत फ्रीक्वेंटली होने लग गई. There was a fine amalgamation of those tribes with their specific style of living and harmonious culture was formed, which gave India a glorious and prosperous heritage. When we studied about all these tribes, and as I told you, कि कहीं ना कहीं ये सब ट्राइब्स जो हैं इंटरकनेक्ट होती जा रही थी थ्रू मैरिजेस, इंटरकास्ट मैरिजेस वगैरह हुए, तो एक एमलगमेशन होने लगा. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ एमलगमेशन? एक्चुअली एमलगमेशन का मीनिंग होता है मिक्सचर, राइट? So how did these tribes mixed with each other? How did these tribes amalgamated with each other? Through intercaste marriages. Obvious hai, you always get married to the other opposite families, है ना? And then through that एक वो they started living in a harmonious culture, peaceful culture होने लगा. And ये सब ट्राइब्स का जितना भी स्किल था, टैलेंट था, आर्ट था, उसके थ्रू हमारी कंट्री को जो है एक ग्लोरियस एंड प्रॉस्परस हेरिटेज मिला. These foreigners and Indian tribes amalgamated in such a way over a long period of time that they lost their individual identity through intercaste marriages. अब ये जो foreigners who came to our country and they settled down forever, or the tribes who came and they all amalgamated, इस तरह वो लोग अपनी कंट्री में मिक्स हो गए और इंटरकास्ट मैरिजेस के थ्रू वो मिक्स हो गए कि they actually lost their own individual identity, right? They lost that I am Aryan, I am Dravidian, I am so, matlab they lost their own identity and they settled down in our country and they came to be called as Indians, right? Outsiders and local people were greatly influenced by languages, script, names, and religious beliefs played a vital role in Indianizing these foreigners. क्योंकि तब when they amalgamated तो languages बनी, scripts लिखे गए, right? Religious belief जो है वो prevalent हुआ society में. तो these foreigners जो थे, मतलब they were attracted because all these things it played an important role, vital role. Vital role means important role in Indianizing all these tribes and foreigners. Since ancient times, a composite culture has been created in India. They all then became Indians. In short, in ancient India, the amalgamation of various cultures enriched Indian culture by making it variegated and prosperous. इसीलिए हमारा Indian culture जो है इतना variegated है. अब आज जो हमने ये चैप्टर पढ़ा, ये हमने देखा कि हमारी कंट्री का नेचुरल हेरिटेज इज सो रिच, सो डिफरेंट, एंड टोपोग्राफी इतनी अच्छी है. हमारा कल्चरल हेरिटेज जो है वो इतना डाइवर्सिफाइड है, इतना रिच है ना? सो ऑब्वियसली एंड वी आर नोन बाय आवर कल्चरल हेरिटेज एंड आवर नेचुरल हेरिटेज. इफ हमारी कंट्री में नेचुरल और कल्चरल हेरिटेज रिच नहीं होता, right? So there, our country would not find a place in the world map. We wouldn't be known. Our country wouldn't be known. Obviously, every country is known by its cultural heritage and natural heritage, right? So now, because we have understood this, so it is our duty as a citizen of our country. It is our duty that we should preserve and conserve this heritage. Okay, so the next topic what we have is preservation and conservation of heritage. अभी तक अगर हमें कोई बोलता था कि as being an Indian it is our duty to conserve the cultural heritage, हमें खराब नहीं करनी है monument building, so we would not understand why. But through this chapter now we know that कि हमारी identity, right? हमारी आइडेंटिटी हमारे कल्चरल हेरिटेज से है, नेचुरल हेरिटेज से है, so it is our duty. That is why it is written in fundamental duties. So let us understand this topic, preservation and conservation of heritage. Each aspect of Indian heritage made India eye-catching, picturesque, attractive. Heritage brought glory to the nation. India attained a leading position in the world by keeping its rich heritage protected and preserved. तो इंडिया ने एक अपनी जगह बनाई है, इंडिया ने एक लीडिंग पोजीशन बनाया है वर्ल्ड में हमारे इस रिच कल्चरल हेरिटेज की वजह से, रिच हेरिटेज की वजह से. Thus, it is the primary and pious duty of every citizen of India. It is not only the government's duty, because we as the citizen of a country, we pinpoint that it is the government's duty to do this, to do that. Government has made rules. Government has made the, acts बना दिए हैं, fundamental duties बना दिए हैं, fundamental rights बना दिए. लेकिन ये हमारी हर एक इंडिविजुअल की ड्यूटी में आता है to see that nobody harms the ancient memorials and also to preserve places having historical importance and values. अब कल्चरल हेरिटेज बन गया है, एंशियंट मेमोरियल्स ऑलरेडी है, so it is not the duty of the government, it is the duty of we people when we go over there that we should keep it neat and clean, we should not scribble it, we should see that it does not get spoiled, right? So in our constitution, the fundamental duties of Indian citizens are mentioned. और ये ऑलवेज ये ह्यूमन बीइंग का नेचर होता है, जब तक पनिशमेंट नहीं होता है ना तब तक हम रूल फॉलो नहीं करते. इट इज ह्यूमन बीइंग्स नेचर, राइट? सो हमारी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज में लिखा हुआ है, राइट? इट इज आवर ड्यूटी, इट इज मेंशन्ड इन आर्टिकल 51A in that 679 point describing that following duties for preservation of our cultural heritage. What are those duties? To understand the importance of our harmonious culture, prosperity and to preserve it. We should understand हमारे culture के बारे में, हमारी prosperity के बारे में और हमें preserve करना है. It is our duty to maintain the forests, tanks, rivers, ponds and wild animals and birds along with maintaining the natural environment and to show compassion for all living creatures. To show compassion मतलब to show love, right? Oneness. And I think at this situation, we all of us have experienced because we have spoiled natural heritage. कहीं ना कहीं हमने डिफॉरेस्टेशन किया है, पोल्यूशन हुआ है. इट इज ऑल बिकॉज ऑफ अस, राइट? फॉरेस्ट डिफॉरेस्टेशन है, रिवर्स पोल्यूट हो रही हैं, पॉन्ड्स पोल्यूट हो रहे हैं, वाइल्ड एनिमल्स किल हो रहे हैं, राइट? बर्ड्स किल हो रही हैं, एक्सटिंक्ट होती जा रही है ये सारी चीजें. तो हु इज सफरिंग? वी आर द पीपल हु आर सफरिंग, right? And then we start on with the projects of grow more trees, ye wo, right? So it should become a part of our life. We should show compassion towards all the living creatures. The protection of public property and giving up violence are also included in it. कई बार ऐसा होता है कि अगर कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुआ तो what do the people do? They start breaking the public property. बसें तोड़ना चालू कर देंगे, ट्रेन तोड़ना चालू कर देंगे, राइट? पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टीज को हार्म करना चालू कर देंगे. It is not your property that you are spoiling it, that you are breaking it, right? It is public property. जो प्रॉपर्टी बन रही है, बसेस वगैरह बन रही हैं, वो आप और मैं टैक्स पे कर रहे हैं, वो टैक्स से ये इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बन रहा है, राइट? तो वी डू नॉट हैव एनी राइट्स. इट इज क्योंकि हम बोलते हैं ना पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी है, तो हम उसको वी टेक इट एज की इट्स ओके, पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी हम तोड़ सकते हैं. लेकिन पब्लिक कौन है? यू एंड मी आर पब्लिक. इट इज आर प्रॉपर्टी. In fact, instead of saying public property, it should be now said it is our property. When we say it is our property, obviously we will not spoil it. Do we spoil our homes? No, because it is our property. Do you scribble on the walls of your homes? No, mother will give you one tight slap, right? So whenever the violence is done, it is, we should never spoil this public property. Thus, nature has created beautiful landscapes. We should maintain the purity, sanctity, beauty of these places, considering it to be our moral duty. It is our moral duty to preserve this, to conserve this. The Indian heritage is an outcome of the development of the people of India over a long period of time. Today, what we see in our country, the rich heritage, what we see in our country, it is because generation से ये सब इंडियन हेरिटेज को रिच किया गया है, राइट? ये हमारे डेवलपमेंट की टेक केयर की हुई है. दैट इज व्हाई वी नो आवर कंट्री एज अ रिच कंट्री. सो इट इज आवर ड्यूटी टू प्रिजर्व इट बिकॉज यही हेरिटेज को हमको कंटिन्यू करना है. Nature has generously donated abundant prosperity to India. India achieved invaluable opportunities in all the fields for gradual development due to India's peculiar natural structure. जब हमने natural heritage किया तो I told you that we are blessed with the best topography. मतलब हमारा जो natural heritage है, इंडिया इज अ कंट्री जहाँ पर आपको माउंटेन्स भी मिलेंगे, वैलीज भी मिलेंगी, रिवर्स भी मिलेंगे, प्लेन्स भी मिलेंगे, डेजर्ट्स भी मिलेंगे. यू नो, सो वी हैव अ, यू नो, हमारा क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशन बहुत अलग है, हमारा प्लेस का रीजन बहुत अलग अलग है. तो वी आर ब्लेस्ड विद दैट. और वो नेचर ने हमें इतना जनरसली जो है वो प्रॉस्पेरिटी दी है, राइट? India achieved invaluable opportunities in all the fields of gradual development due to the India's peculiar natural structure. और because ये natural structure जो इतना अच्छा है, इसके कारण हम अपनी जो opportunities हमें हर field में मिलती है, राइट? कहीं देखो हम खरीफ क्रॉप ग्रो कर रहे हैं तो कहीं कहीं हम रावी क्रॉप ग्रो कर सकते हैं, कहीं हमारे पास माउंटेन्स है तो वी हैव डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ नेचुरल वेजिटेशन ओवर देयर. तो कहाँ पर हमारे पास डेजर्ट है तो हमारे पास डिफरेंट मिनरल्स है या डिफरेंट नेचुरल वेजिटेशन है. तो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस ह्यूज डेवलपमेंट, ह्यूज नेचुरल हेरिटेज या ह्यूज टोपोग्राफी, हमारा डेवलपमेंट होता जा रहा है. In this way, the Indian heritage is a result of the development of the people of India in the social, economical, political, and cultural fields over centuries. So, whenever we talk about a country's heritage is always, always, always the result. किसका result है? हम लोगों के development का result है. The development socially, economically, political and culturally when we develop in the country, तो हमारा Indian heritage जो है develop होगा, right? With this, this chapter gets over.